What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, and today we're going to discuss the details of JD Madonna and his injuries from last night's Monday Night Raw. We also have some information on Jordynne Grace signing a multi-year deal with the WWE, as well as what happened after Raw went off the air last night. All that and more in this episode, so let's get into the news. So if you weren't able to watch what exactly happened, JD Madonna did try to hit a SI moonsault, and he did land it, but his momentum kind of carried him backwards into the announce table in a very horrific looking spot. If you're watching at home, I mean, he hit his upper back on the announce table, causing him to like whiplash his head back into the table. And I was honestly expecting a bigger injury than what we got, but thankfully he came out a lot better than what a lot of us expected. I was expecting a concussion, a broken neck. Thankfully, he was able to come out and finish the match. He was still taken to the hospital after the match. During his stay at the hospital, he was determined to have some broken ribs as well as a punctured lung, which is ridiculous. I'm like, damn, man, that was a terrible hit to puncture your lungs and break some ribs. But thankfully he's in the hospital, he's recovering, and he will see us in a couple months. Man, that injury could have been really bad. I'm not saying that what he currently has isn't bad, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse, honestly. So quick prayers out to JD Madonna, and I hope to see you back soon. But in the world of other injuries, because WWE's kind of riddled with them right now, Dakota Kai, she's out with their injury as well. She's out in the concussion protocol currently, resulting from a missile drop kick given to her from Zoe Stark. So she was pulled from the road on concussion protocol. So as now, it's unknown how long she'll be out. As we know, concussion protocols couldn't be a week, could be a few days, could be months, could be years until the concussion symptoms go away, and they take a long time. And sometimes, even though you feel okay, just a quick shake of the head, you know that you're not okay. So it could be a long time before we get to see Dakota Kai back in the ring, but hopefully we see her back soon. Unfortunately, I mean, she was just in the finals for the women's inaugural Intercontinental Championship, so her stock was high, but now she's injured again. Hopefully we get to see her back at the top sometime soon. Also, Apollo Crews was injured during the episode of SmackDown with a shoulder-related injury, and all these injuries are informed by Fightful Select. Give a shout out to them for breaking the news, but Apollo Crews out with a shoulder injury, and also a possible superstar making it back from injury at the Royal Rumble is Asuka. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, creative backstage is currently tasked with creating a plan of return for Asuka, so we could see her as soon as this year's Royal Rumble. Hopefully we do get to see her back. I want to see her back in the Royal Rumble. But in better news, Jordynne Grace has signed a long-term deal with WWE. It is rumored to be a multi-year contract with the WWE, and on Chris Van Vliet, you know, she mentioned that contract negotiations were going on while she was still in TNA with TNA's blessing. So I feel like this is the worst kept secret in wrestling. When Jordynne Grace showed up at the Royal Rumble and it was wrestling consistently on NXT, everybody could see that she was ready for WWE. And I don't see her going to NXT because that woman's roster is stacked. They don't need her. She should be going straight to the main roster, debut in the Royal Rumble, win the Final Four, and possibly even win the thing. I would love to see her win it, but that's another story. She's a great wrestler. I'm glad that she's in WWE. She made the right choice, in my opinion, because the future is looking bright for her. But also during Chris Van Vliet's interview with Jordynne Grace, she also mentioned that her husband, Jonathan Gresham, his contract is over with TNA, and he's in contract negotiations with a couple different companies. And I expect to see him in WWE and NXT specifically as well. So if they're both WWE bound, this is a great win for WWE because they just gained two amazing talents. Definitely at least with Jordynne Grace and Jonathan Gresham. We just got to play the wait and see game to see if he does eventually sign with WWE. But like I said before, Jordynne Grace, I expect to see her in the Royal Rumble again this year. And last night's Monday Night Raw, we got a lot of names declare themselves for the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul, Penta el Cero Miedo, Io Sky, Bailey, they're all going to be in the Royal Rumble as well. And that leads me to what happened after Monday Night Raw went off the air last night. During Cody Rhodes talking to the crowd, he was attacked by Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes, after the brutal beatdown on Cody Rhodes, took to the mic and declared himself for the Royal Rumble, saying he's going to take the title away from Cody Rhodes and to send the fans home happy. Of course, Cody Rhodes in true babyface status reverses Carmelo Hayes' attempts to put him through the table and power bombs Carmelo Hayes through the table to send the crowd home happy. And man, Carmelo Hayes, the number one draft pick of SmackDown, I'm glad he's in the Royal Rumble. I hope this is the start of a breakout for him because he's been putting in the work, he's been putting over talent, and they got to pay him back. They got to give him a win here in the near future. I'm not saying he's got to win the world title, but maybe United States title run is in the near future for him. But what do you guys think? What do you guys like about this WrestleMania season? The Royal Rumble season's warming up, right? A lot of people that are named that, hey, they all got honestly a good chance of winning the Royal Rumble, and I cannot narrow it down to one. The good thing about this is the closer we get to WrestleMania season, the closer we get to finding out who will be named for the WWE Hall of Fame in the class of 2025. And we had the chance to speak to one of those guys, one of those talent that should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and that is none other than Earl Hebner. And if you want to see our interview with Earl Hebner, click this video right here. Thank you.